because I got to run. So many things to do today. Well, it's about the budget that has just been presented, and the presidency has presented. Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, or General as you like him, has presented 16.39 trillion naira 2022 budget to National Assembly, and then he says they have used borrowing so far to sustain the economy, like they are borrowing to survive, and that the federal government is to finance the 6.2 trillion naira deficit from a fresh borrowing, another 5 trillion naira borrowing, and then the defense, internal security are the top priority. The same game we have always known, Shebi, like increase insecurity, increase banditry, increase all of that, and continue to budget, to justify for budget increase in the budget for security. So that's it. That's the first thing. Now follow up. Now federal government in that budget earmarked 3.61 trillion naira for debt servicing. Okay. Of the 6 point something trillion naira they budgeted, 3 point something trillion naira is in that budget to service borrowings. Buhari says how we will finance key projects despite 6.2 trillion shortfall. Now there's something important, that bullet point. Lawan, that's the Senate leader, says huge budget deficit is unacceptable and that MDAs must generate more revenues. So get ready. They will increase the prices of everything, both openly and secretly. Let's go. Now they are warning that the fresh 5.01 trillion naira borrowing will add to Nigeria's economic woes. Now, when somebody says is budgeting to finance debts and is borrowing more to budget, just enjoy this circle. He is borrowing in order to be able to budget, and is budgeting to service the borrowing. Do you know the future? Now, listen to this one. Listen to this one. It says, Nigeria, that is the president who says, Nigeria came out of recession. If we are out of recession despite the inflations, I won't know. It says Nigeria exited recessions through borrowing. Nigeria, do you know that there are two? You already know the two Nigerias, right? The Nigeria of them and the Nigeria of the rest of us. So they said their own Nigeria came out of recession through not only increasing cost of goods and services, but also through borrowing more. That is how they were able to come out of recession. We still do. Okay, now what do you think? Don't you think these people need? Now look at this. Budget of growth raises doubt amidst high debts and low income. It's called budget of growth. It is raising more doubts that we are borrowing more. There is low income. So where is the growth? You have not even justified how you intend to use it to engender the growth, especially because you are still borrowing more. So how the growth you intend to bring about still raises doubt. For me, let's come to this one. It says petrol subsidy is eroding revenues available to fund budgets. Although I know the same question you have in mind might be similar to my own, such as this president for once told us that subsidy is a fraud, is a scam. Subsidy is fraud, never exists, is not true. Later, he said we needed to remove subsidy. It's opposite already, contradictory, right? Okay, he removed it. Later again, they said they needed to increase again because they still needed to remove subsidy. So far, they have removed subsidy 3 times. In this regime alone, they have removed subsidy that never existed 3 times. So whenever they wanted to increase prices of commodities, goods, and tariffs, they will tell you it had been subsidy that has made it that price before. They want to remove it again. When they want to need more money again, they come back and say it is still the subsidy. They remove more, they increase the price again to generate more money. When they want to come back again and need more money, they come back again and say it is still subsidy. That is subsidy don't suffer. For the end of this, that word subsidy don't suffer. But do you know that in the midst of all of these things, don't forget budget of growth. How this budget of growth will grow them, not the people. Look at this one. Federal government has secretly raised electricity tariff already. This time they no longer want to announce things. They will just get to market and say that the unit cost of things has increased, and then they won't announce again. Did you know? I learned yesterday that a bag of beans is now 100,000 naira. Bag of beans. Beans used to be the lifeline, shebi. Like when you just see small beans and bread or garri, bricklayer will eat with 200 naira, and it will be sufficient. I mean, it will sustain them till evening, from morning till evening. That beans 100 naira with bread 100 naira will sustain them till night. No pomo, no meat. But now, if you see 100 naira beans, they won't even sell it to you in many places. They will say could sell 100 naira more. A bag. You have not added pomo, or you have not added sauce. You have not added oil, palm oil, which, or whether you want to use the other oil, groundnut oil, which the price of that one too has also gone high. You have not added. You have not bought gas. The price of gas has also gone high. You have not added salt. You have not pepper and co. You see, and they are still secretly raising the tariff on electricity. If you are abroad in the diaspora, you have any family in Nigeria, please check up on them. Check up on them. And this is what I want to say. Please, if you want to take it as sarcasm, you are free. Or you want to take it as a serious matter, take it. Or you want to see it as a joke, see it as. But I want to plead. Don't you think instead of criticizing or attacking these people, that we should just be helping them? Like, they are overwhelmed. No, if you look at the trend of things, you know these people are confused and overwhelmed. And they just need help. That's psychological, moral, or other kinds, or prayer. They need help. Because they don't know what they are doing. They just don't know. They need our help. If you think, oh, it is part of the things that help democracy, that is if you are practicing the right democracy anyways. Oh, if you go to yonder, that's the way they do. Like they criticize the president, and the president will do this and do that, and the president will understand this is what they want to, the people want. That is for people who have mental well-being, oh. Who you will say, no, fuck you, no, don't even use the F word now. No, we will not take it. Obama, you're doing this and it is wrong. You're doing this against the students. Or they just face anybody, any president in history. And then we'll just say, oh, well, I take the blame. Oh, I accept that, yes, we need to do more. Blah, 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 blah. And then they start taking action on that complaint. We try for Nigeria. Pay. Do you remember the Ajimobi scene in Ibadan? You see the Ajimobi scene in Ibadan. Our school has been shut for 2 years, more than a year. And see the way Ajimobi was supposed to respond. See the way he responded. That is the class mentality of the typical Nigerian politician. You would expect somebody to say, yes, we're working on it, we are working with your management. In fact, I just announced this, I just constituted another meeting, and this is what we are assessing and evaluating and examining and doing, and just to pacify and let them understand that you are working. Now, ṣé ni nothing till school ni gbé bọ́ yẹn wá fún mi. That is the gbé bọ́ yẹn wá fún mi. Ṣé èmi gbé bọ́ yẹn wá fún mi. That's their own way of reacting. Instead of, oh yes, yes, you said, okay, this is what we will do. Let us have some of you join a committee to review some of these things together. Instead of that, gbé bọ́ yẹn wá fún mi for punishment, for complaining. The same way they will say, who is that one calling for increase in minimum wage, 100,000 minimum wage, a demand? Hey, what's his name? You say it's show. Oh, that guy, that boy. Bring him here for me. Lock him up. For complaining that minimum wage is too low, and that if you increase it, people will already be free from the shackles of poverty, and revolution will be on its way. Revolution of the mind. Because if you look at the 5 demands in that revolution now protest, you see that if you put health infrastructure in place, Buhari will not even need to travel to London. Even Tinubu will not need to travel to London. It will revolutionize the health sector, fund education. It will revolutionize the way people think and the quality of our economies and all engineers and people who are building. Not be only Chinese people go, they come build railway from us all the way to Maradi in Niger. We will have things, and you'll be generating more employment for your people, because you'll be using your own engineers, but you believe your engineers are not up to quality because you failed to fund education for them. And if you increase funding for education, you would have revolutionized the education sector. If you look at all those demands in the revolution, you understand. Bibo yewa for me, lock your up. Okay. You don't want us to protest for a better Nigeria. You don't want us to talk that what we want. You don't want us to feel included. Okay, this is what we'll do. During your day, make we day our day. Is that what you want? Kidnap that boy for me. They went to bring in the Kanu, lock him up. They went to waylay Sunday Igboho on his way out, still looking for ways to extradite him and lock him up too. That is the mentality. As a result, I would think employing or deploying or adopting the method of criticism they use in a normal democracy cannot be applied in an abnormal context of the Nigerian democracy. It no go make sense. You can't apply that. So it's abnormal. Nigerian democracy is abnormal, so you can't apply the normal method of criticism. Let's just look for a way to help these people. They are overwhelmed. They're not sabi wetin governance be. They're not sabi. Look at Chiweta Lagu yesterday. See the way he was pummeled and arrested. And you still have Nigerians defending it. The same Nigerians, you would even be confused to ask them, when you hear their response, to ask them about Gumi and the reward and amnesty for bandits, and how they have refused to designate those that are killing people, how they have refused to designate them as terrorists. But it is the people who just wear their souvenirs of what they believe without carrying any harm that you want to pummel. And Nigerians will still clap for that. Nigerians will still clap for that. See, my brother. Okay, I just saw, maybe I will upload it later today, or maybe immediately after the show. I just saw this memo, Yoruba Leaders Forum in UK. I don't know if you have seen it, but I'm going to upload it shortly now. Check this memo out if you can see it. I will upload it later today. They are admonishing their members not to go and protest at the venue where Osinbajo was coming to UK. Is coming to UK to come and deliver a lecture. Yoruba Leaders Abi, she leadership forum, Abi, Yoruba leaders forum is condemning the Yorubas who want to go and use their venue to go and vent, to say, sorry Mr. Vice President, we are not happy about the situation of the country, what are you doing? To go and ask question. Yoruba leaders in UK are discouraging people from it. Yoruba discouraging Yoruba. So even if you separate things, like I said the other day, if the government says today our next mission is to do this and do that against your own people, you will still find most of your own people willing to help that government. People are just hungry, they just want to eat, and anything that will bring the food, they don't care. Yorubas are part of those helping bandits. In fact, their driver, we just heard, I think a publication by the Nigeria Police Force yesterday, one of them was apprehended. The driver and those pointing where to go in the forest for them are Yorubas. And as usual, whenever they are apprehended and paraded, they always tell you, oh, because I was hungry, the first operation they gave me 100,000, 150,000. We had like 5 operations in 2 days, and the person felt like a big boy. Like, in the next 3 months I will be a millionaire, multiple million. Somebody that has never counted 50,000 before, doing mechanic work or whatever. You see, this thing is very deep. Very. We must address poverty at all costs. Some okay, let me not even go into that one. Let me not go into that one. No wahala. But look at this one too, and that will be the last one for today. This one is about those who believe. Let me not attack your belief. I'm not interested in doing that. Let me just read the news to you. Atiku is telling the PDP, hey, Alaye, throw presidency open to all regions. I don't know how else to read this, or to read meaning to this, okay? But I believe that is just a statement made out of desperation. Like, if you believe in Atiku, just know that things like this should already give them away for you to easily see. Although I know that you don't care, I know many people don't care, they just want the money. Like, they have already started rallying. In case you don't know, one of the biggest things in Lagos now is Swagger 2023. Do you know what Swagger 2023 is? It is launched by Sanwo-Olu in Lagos. Yeah, to start campaign, very virulent, serious campaign, vigorous campaign for Tinubu's 2023 presidential ambition. Tinubu is still in London. Of all the mega hospitals they say they built in Lagos, Tinubu cannot be treated there. Tinubu, I'm not against it too. Anybody can become president of Nigeria as it is now. Is it not a country where they are appointing some people who are already dead? They'll put them in appointments. You'll say, who is this one? Is it not that person that died some 2 years ago? And then they will put that person in the list of appointment. There are people alive who are more qualified though. They'll be putting all those people who don't die, still putting them in the list of appointees. And you want me to believe that these people know what they are doing? You have not even confirmed whether you have not seen the person in a long time. You don't even know whether they exist or not. Let alone of screening them, you already appointed them. Oh, the latest one, they said Senate was about to confirm another appointee who had started school before he was born. So for me, Nigeria is not for young, vibrant. The only thing young people can do in Nigeria's government today, as it stands, so Alisa, become PA, SA, SSA, this and that, you understand? Oshekini, I greet you. Oshekini. So when you look at all those things, you understand that online activism may not be sufficient. We need to start going grassroots and start doing stuffs. Yeah, our friends who have joined APC long and they are doing very. If you see how big they are, okay. But me wey decide say I no wan do am, na me go poor pass. I no wan do this, I no wan do that. It no make sense. So síbẹ̀. So even in the UK, even in UK, US, and wherever you are in the diaspora, there are still people who are against what you are calling for, and they are not only from the same Nigeria. They are even from the same tribe, whether you are Igbo or you are Yoruba. It's like that, and they will tell you it's the beauty of democracy. Anybody can choose what they like to do. So we must continue to, it's called control. In business administration, business management, you plan, from planning you have controlling too. Because before you can achieve that target, your forecast of, okay, in the next 1 to 3 years we are achieving this thing. But what you have planned, there are factors that will change along the line, and that strategy will no longer be as effective from 6 months down the line. So you must constantly, it's what we call control. You constantly check whether the strategy is still as effective as from day one, or whether some things have changed and is affecting how the strategy is achieving, and continue to modify, adjust, change strategy and all that until you get to that desired destination. That is what is called controlling. So when you see that the thing is almost derailing or it's no longer effective, instead of coming back to abuse that person, you have changed. See, people will change. That's why it's necessary to constantly keep checking whether the strategy is still working or there's need for some adjustments. Things will change, people will change, environmental factors will change, your cost implications will change. Yeah, things will change. Like, for instance, okay, you start a studio and you believe that, okay, just be bringing guests into the studio, be interviewing them and be uploading. A typical Niger thing, right? Like normal media. It then turns out that after investing about 6 million, expecting to recoup that 6 million in 1 year or so, you bought high-end camera or gadgets, bought studio lights, bought big system and all that to handle all your stuff, audio mixer and all that. Invest like between 6 to 10 million naira. Maybe the first month, the moment everybody first heard of it, it's working, there's a new studio in town. Yes, the ovation will be loud at the start. It will be effective at the start. Just 1 month down the line, just 1 month, you just see that somebody will just buy a tiny phone. Maybe that just has, like, maybe the way my own screen is broken already. And we'll just go on the streets. He doesn't have studio, no high-end camera, and he's just doing live recording of a situation on the streets. And more people are interested in watching that one, and are ignoring what you are doing from the studio. Yeah, just this. Oh, what I'm doing from the studio is only gaining 20 views, 100 views. This guy has not invested as much as we have invested. He's on the street just using his tiny phone to be doing live stream, and he's having over 100,000 views. People are interested in that one. So the media of today no longer just sits down in the studio. Yeah, you gotta go out. That's an example. I'm using media example because maybe that is where I am. The same applies to businesses too. You must constantly change, check, review, do this, see what is missing, it's called controlling. Bring that understanding down to politics and nation building. Oh, the people we thought we were doing Yoruba Nation together, they are now going to join Osinbajo. I told you from the outset, most of the people doing the agitation today are the ones that will take the contract to print APC banners and posters, PDP banners and posters, print their souvenirs, shirts, and even distribute it. They will be the ones to give contact of one artist or one big celebrity that will help them float the campaign for their friend. They may not even physically show face, but they will be doing the work on the ground for them. So yeah, use this artist. They will pay him. You can't collect more than 5. Use this influencer. They have already started assembling influencers for Swagger 2023. Yeah. No, just so the event of the coming days will be more interesting than you have ever thought. Yeah. So, Atiku, despite that the PDP has already zoned, the neck of the PDP already zoned chairmanship of the party to North, he still wants them to throw presidency open to anybody because he knows, given the bureau de changes around, if you remember the last one they did, bureau de change, they moved all the bureau de change. They were raining dollars, moved all the bureau de change down to the lodge all of them in hotels around the venue of where they are having the primaries, and they rain dollars and even they outspent Saraki, and Atiku emerged. So given that bank of bureau de changes, dollar, pounds, and everything that they have been stockpiling, you know, you see all these people, you see them only once in 4 years. When the election is around, you see them, you know, they appear again. Whatever happened to herdsmen problem, I don't know Atiku's position. Whatever happens to banditry, kidnapping, economic problems, and I don't know Atiku's position about them. But CC is here now. The moment he start pushing out, and the Swaggers people too start pushing out their bullion van, all this just yes, reach out to us, so empower me, empower us, empower people, you know. Look at the information on your screen. You can also do send wave. Yeah, someone sent send wave of $50 2 days ago. Yeah, so I just tested it and send wave works. So you can do, just WhatsApp me, ask for the information you need, send me send wave, empower me, let me also empower others, let us all empower ourselves. It is difficult to do the right thing when you are hungry. Send money, you will not die. Send money. Gentlemen and ladies, I gotta go now. This is from Quantum Bricks Estate, sponsored me.
I'll make sure you people don't ever do any work again. No nonsense. Since I gave you money, huh? Hey, who is this one, Jare? Hey, sorry, me. A long time.